So Boss has announced and released their latest firmware update for the GT1000 and the GT1000-Core. They've given us a whole bunch of new effects and some goodies in there, and today we're going to be talking about the mastering effects. Let's go. Hello, I hope you are doing well. So of course, there is firmware update for the GT1000 series. Now, if you haven't done the update yet, obviously you will need to do so in order to get these new things. I've got a little walkthrough just here if you need that one. So we've got some new delays in the master delay block. We've got a whole bunch of new parameters in the speaker simulation block. And of course, we have the mastering effects, which is in our effects block. Now, within these mastering effects, we've got 11 different types, all of which combine multiple effects such as multiband, compressor, limiter, enhancer, and equalizer. They're all provided in different types of settings, and they boast that it's full-fledged mastering to boost the acoustic pressure of the sound. And just here as well, we can see that they recommend we use this post-speaker simulation. This is my shred channel. I've got the X-modded amp, a little bit of EQ, which I use anyway because this is the way I like it to work. I've chucked in a delay and a reverb, just an analog delay on a quarter note and a 2-second plate. Now here's my speaker here. I'm going to change that. We're going to use one of the 4x12s, and I'm going to use this new blend C option. So here it is here, the mastering effects. I've popped this post speaker emulation, and here they are, 11 different types. We've got natural compression, mixer, live, natural limiting, and hard limiting, solo, metal, acoustic, rock, low boost, and brighten. Now they've only given us 3 different parameters that we can adjust because end of the day, as they say, it is full-fledged mastering. It's got multi-band compression and all those sorts of things that we're not, as guitarists, we're not supposed to know anything about. So we leave the mastering for somebody else. So that's how I think we should think about it, is that Boss has done our mastering for us. We get the sound we want, and then we get a little bit of polish, which is this section here, and we clean up our tone and we're ready to go. So let's have a quick play through. Now what I've done here, I've pulled up, as you can see, an EQ just here in Cubase so that we can see exactly what happens when we adjust. So from playing through it a few times, I think the dynamics is sort of the amount of the compression and limiting. The tone tends to be a bit of a low cut or boost, from what I can gather. And the natural, I'm not too sure about. I can't find any research online saying exactly what it does, but that's why I've got this EQ pulled up here so we can actually see what's happening when we play. Now, I've talked enough. Let's just have a bit of a play through this rock one. So firstly, this is it without it. And let's bring it in. So firstly, it is a little bit quieter. That's obviously because of whatever the EQing and things is happening on this one. It's just a bit quieter. So return the dynamics. All the way down, I feel like, from what I can tell, there is no dynamics. So it's off, or it's just very minimal, because it's a lot louder here. I do find across the board, 0 tends to be kind of a happy place for it to sit. Every time I adjust it, it tends to make it sound worse. So 0 just seems to be the way to go. But let's check out the tone. guys were watching the EQ while we were doing that, because especially on the natural one, you can see the low end come back in. Let's just do it again. Focus now over here on the EQ. Tell you what, it's hard to hit it on 0, but luckily if you double click, you press 0, bang, you're back to start. Also, now, this is open to discussion, I am sure. Now, right now, the reverb and delay are, of course, going through these mastering effects, but I use my core quite often on a board where I have the reverb and delay afterwards. So that's not going to be hitting it at all. So if you think about it like an actual song mix, normally the guitar would be recorded in and they would EQ and mix the guitar sound, and then you would add reverb and delay afterwards. Yes, it'd be going through into the master channel eventually and would be mastered, but this is only a guitar track. It's going to be happening regardless at the end of the line anyway, whether you be on stage or in a mixing situation. So I reckon it's going to be a little bit more beneficial to have your delays and reverbs after your mastering effects. Let's just have a listen. Then we move it. So I don't know if you agree with me, but I feel like the delay and the reverb is getting a bit louder as it's going into the mastering effects. Obviously, going afterwards, it's not going to be compressed at all, so delays are going to decay naturally like they're supposed to. When it's going into that compression, obviously every delay and all that reverb's getting compressed as well. My opinion, yours may differ. Do whatever you feel works for you. Alright, so that's my take on the mastering effects. What I'm going to do now is record a loop, and I'm going to just adjust through each one, and you can hear the difference on each of the settings. Well, if you made it through all of those, good on you. So there we go, that is the 11 types of the mastering effects that has come brand new in the latest firmware update. They've got so many great uses. You can use them on different rigs for different purposes. You can help your guitar solo cut through. You can help your rhythm guitar sort of sit nicely in a mix or just gel with the rest of the band. I think this is a great little feature that they've decided to add in. Well done, boss. Thumbs up from me. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next time.